Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the products you're going to need for highlighting and contouring. Okay, so we are going to need some sponges. If you have the Beauty Blender or if you have this Real Technique sponge, that will totally be fine. You are going to need a color or cream foundation, a stick foundation like what I have, a bronzer, or anything that is at least 2 shades darker than your skin tone for your contour. And then for highlighting, I like to use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer first, and then for highlighting I use the MAC Prep and Prime Bright Forecast. It's the color Bright Forecast for highlighting. And then you're also going to need some kind of setting powder, and then also you can do a bronzer on top of your contour, or you can just wait and set it with this setting powder. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to use my concealer and just conceal my under eyes just a little bit so I can make sure there are no dark circles. Because sometimes when you use a highlighter, if you have dark circles already under your eyes, it can make your under eyes look dull and kind of ashy looking. So you just want to make sure that your under eyes are concealed really well, so we don't have that issue. And I just kind of focus it right where the dark circles are. And for me, that is right in the corner of my eye. Okay, and just make sure that's nicely blended. Okay, for contouring, you are going to either, if you use a cream concealer, then you'll be fine. You won't, or cream concealer, a cream foundation, you won't necessarily need many brushes. You can just kind of use your fingers and the sponge. But if you are using something else, you're going to need a brush to do this process too. So I'm just going to take my cream foundation, and this is the Iman. These are the stick foundations, and I got these at Ulta, and they are 75% off right now, and they're $4. So I went back and got a couple of them just because I think they're going to be great to have around to kind of contour with. So I'm just going to start here on the side of my face, and basically how you're going to find out where you need to contour is to just feel around your cheekbone. So this is the high point of my cheekbone. So you're going to kind of feel where your cheekbone kind of starts to sink in a little bit. And for me, that is about right here. So that is where my cheekbone ends and where my jawbone starts. So right there. So to contour means to recede, and to highlight means to bring forward. So basically with a plus size face, what you're going to want to kind of conceal is, you know, any areas where you feel like, you know, you're the fullest. So for me, it's kind of this area here, and then I also like to do kind of a triangle shape right here, just to kind of make it look like my cheeks kind of recede in. And then I like to do this area under here. So basically what I'm going to do is just take this, and I'm going to go just down like this, okay? And then I'm just going to take this and to blend it all in and really work that product into the skin. If it is not working the way you would like it to, you can always go in with a brush to kind of blend that out. And then I would start with a little and just keep adding to it, because you don't want to overdo it with contour, or else you'll kind of look like you're gaunt. Okay, so the sponge isn't doing it for me, so I'm just going to go in with a brush This is just a Real Techniques brush, and to just blend it out really well to where you can't see that line anymore. And as you can see when you look at me, this is definitely more defined right here. And if you want to add a little bit more, go ahead. And when you're doing this with a plus size face, most of the time you want to kind of blend your contour just out a little bit. But with this, since I'm trying to kind of conceal this area here where I kind of have a little fullness, you can bring that product down and just make sure that you blend it out really nicely so that way you can't really tell that you have the product going down your neck as well, if that makes sense. So next we are going to contour the other side. And you don't want to take the product down your cheek too far. And when you're contouring, you kind of want to look into the mirror straight on. You don't really want to have your head turned, although I just did, because I'm kind of looking at it too. So periodically you want to just kind of turn your head to make sure that you are getting that chiseled effect. So I'm just going to get a little bit more right up here at the top of my cheekbone. And just kind of blend it up. Okay. So as you can see, they're definitely more chiseled than they were before. So I'm just going to conceal this area right here. So the double chin area is a huge concern for me, obviously, because I am plus size, so I got a little extra going on under here. So what you can do is just kind of take this and just create a shadow under there, and then it's just not as noticeable as it is if it's the same color as your face. So basically, then you just want to kind of blend that in really nicely. And you can also take your damp sponge and make sure that's really nicely blended in. And as you can tell, it just kind of recedes that just a little bit. Okay, so with the temples, so you just want to kind of put a few little marks there, and then also along this forehead. And then you can take your brush and blend it out. And with the forehead ones, you want to blend it back. So next we are going to go ahead and start on the nose. Now the nose can be a little bit tricky just because if you don't get it blend it out really good, then it can kind of make your nose look a little bit wonky. So I'm just going to take this stick and just barely go down the sides. And then kind of go into the natural creases, which is going to be right there. And then get just a little bit up until that area right there. So then I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to start blending it that way. And you really want to make sure you get that blended out really nicely. Kind of take it up into your eye a little bit there. Okay, so that is the nose for contouring. So basically, I'm just going to take this and go right underneath my lip just a little bit. And what this is going to do is to kind of make your bottom, it'll make this sink in and make your bottom look like it's just a little bit more pouty. So just right there. And then just take your finger and just blend it out. Okay, and then for highlighting, what I'm going to do is take this MAC Prep and Prime, and this is in Bright Forecast, and I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes. And then my chin, my top lip, and my forehead. And above my eyebrows, and then down the center of my nose. So then I'm just going to go in with my finger and blend this out really nicely. So basically you just want to kind of go on that outline of where you did that contour. So then you make just everything pop and stand out. And then you can go in with your beauty blender and blend everything really good. So that way you don't have any lines. And then same thing with this down here. And then with the highlight. And if you feel like any other places need to be contoured or highlighted, you can just kind of go in and make those tweaks. And then you're going to just want to set everything with a setting powder. So I'm just going to go underneath my eyes just a little bit more. And down the center of my nose. Okay, so that's basically all I'm going to do, but I am going to go in and make sure that I set everything with a setting powder. This is just the Dermablend Professional Setting Powder, and I am just going to get this little brush. It's from Walmart. I'm going to swirl it in here. Oops. And just set my under eye really well. And then down my nose, my chin, and my forehead. And you can just kind of get it on there roughly just to set everything really nicely. And then you can just go in with a blending brush, get a little bit of it on there, and then just kind of blend everything together. Okay, so everything looks really good to me. You want to just go ahead and finish your makeup and do everything, and then make sure you set your face when you're doing kind of this much makeup with some kind of setting spray, or like I like to use this facial spray by Mario Badescu, just so that kind of powder look cake face that goes away. So thank you guys again so much for watching. If you have any other questions or any concerns or anything, just leave them down below, or feel free to email me. And also head over to the blog where there will be pictures and all of the products I used. So thank you again so much for watching. If you are new here, I would love to have you guys subscribe. And also, if you know anybody that needs to see this video, please share it, and also thumbs up this video. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.